Hello, hello, welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive. This is Nina and I'm here to do a weekend bonus reading for you guys. So this is going to be for the weekend that we are currently moving into. Today is Friday the 16th, I believe it is. And so it will be for the weekend from the 16th to the 18th-ish of September. So, but before we get into the reading today, I would like to remind you that this is a general reading for everyone. It's a general energy reading, so you have to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And I would like to remind you also that I have another channel called Pure Light Awakening, where we talk about channeled work, where I do channeling, and also we talk about the ascension process, the awakening process, what happens with Gaia, the planet, and so on. So if that's something that interests you, then jump on down in the description box and you will find a link to that channel. Okay? So let's get into this reading for this weekend. Let me just get comfortable. This is going to be a general energy reading, okay? What kind of energies are we currently in as a collective, okay? Or there might also be some direct messages for some of you. So you kind of have to feel into what that resonates for you. And also you might be asking some questions now when I'm shuffling. And maybe you will get an answer in this reading, okay? So there's many ways to do a general reading as well. As long as you ask for some signs or ask for specific answers, normally you will get answers in some way, shape, or form, even though maybe sometimes it's not the answers we would like. But that's just the way it is. Okay, so let us look at the energies of this weekend. The overarching overall energies. Okay, let's look at it. Okay. So some of you are feeling either confused, worrying about something, might have trouble sleeping, maybe also overthinking something. Queen of Wands. That's someone who is very spiritual normally. Knight of Swords. Something coming in abruptly or some truths maybe. Queen of Swords, that's always good. Knight of Wands. And the Five of Wands. Okay, underneath. Judgment. Underneath there. Ten of Swords. Okay. So Ten of Swords is where we almost want to give up, where we have been depleted, where something feels heavy. Okay. And the Judgment on top of that, for me, is the invitation to listen to Spirit. Because this is a representative of the angel Gabriel speaking to mankind, giving messages. So that's kind of the underlying energy. And I have been feeling that as well, because if you jump over to my other channel, you will see that I did a channeling that I posted, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Anyways, where we had some really good news and very strong energies coming. And I think that we are being invited now to really tune in with our spiritual team as often as possible, especially when we're feeling like that, okay? Because there is a greater view of what's going on. So a lot of what you are feeling might be energy in a general way, because there has been a lot of shifts happening lately in the energy fields, okay? Just to have that explained a little bit. So this anxiety or worrying or feeling of being out of whack might come from a more common energy, you know, planetary energy, if you will. Gaia has been moving in and shifting into 5D, and so that might be something that you're feeling the residue of. But of course, it might also be individual, that this is something that's happening in your life at the moment, where you're feeling, you might be worrying about something, you might be overthinking, or you might be tired of thinking about something. Maybe there's a choice that you're facing that's really taking a lot of your energy here. So that might be happening for some of you as well. And the Queen of Swords is very often where we see things clearly, where there's an epiphany, or there is a lady that comes with the truth as well. And there can be also someone who is a little bit sharp in their tongue, just to have that said. And of course, this is the air element, so it could represent a female or feminine energy in an air sign. Okay. And likewise, this Queen of Wands can of course represent a female or feminine energy in a fire sign. But very often Queen of Wands, you see here, she's sitting on her throne and you see the black cat in front. And the black cat in tarot very often represents someone who is in contact with their spiritual field, where they have knowledge, where they see things, you know, people who work within the spiritual field or who use their spirituality or who is very connected to the spiritual realm is very often depicted with a black cat. So this might be someone who has the insight, who sees things clearly, okay? So that might be a person for you, or that might be you, or an invitation from spirit for you. Again, the connection to listen. There is something that they want to say. Knight of Wands, that's new energy or new information. It can be also new passion coming your way. It can be from another person. Now, the Knight can also represent a child or a youth or a younger male or masculine energy. It can be a teenager, it can be a young man. So take that as it resonates with you. And of course, equally, this can be, of course, someone in a fire sign or just representative of a young person. And the same with the Knight of Swords, or maybe also someone in an air sign. Okay. But the Knight of Swords often comes in with information. It can be abruptly. It can be out of the blue. It can also mean action, take action. You know, there can also be someone who's kind of forcing your hand in taking action in a way, pushing you forward. It can also, of course, be drama. It can be the sign of drama, or it can be your mind, you know, being dramatic. If I see these cards together here, there might be something going on in your mind that's kind of making up some stories as well. So take that as it resonates. Five of Wands is where we don't see eye to eye with someone. There is a struggle, but there can be a struggle with yourself as well. It doesn't have to be a struggle with everybody else around you, but it can be an inner struggle as well. Okay, but it's kind of the card of struggle, if you will. So my feeling about this entire reading here right now is that there's a lot of turmoil in the energies around the planet in general. So there has been, as I said previously, lots of shifts happening. Like I said also in the video that I did on the other channel, is because, you know, when for instance, when Queen Elizabeth died, there's of course grief in that, but there's also a shift happening within that country or the countries connected to the British Crown. And also there has been a huge shift in the energies of the war. And I feel like there's also a huge shift in what you would say the uprising of the individual's needs and desires. So people are speaking up. People are not tolerating, you know, that might be why these two cards pop up, because you're standing up for yourself and you're not tolerating to be treated any other way than what you actually deserve. So I feel like that's also happening within this shift. Now, there is a huge shift, as I said, in the energies of the planet. From what I have been told from the guides, Gaia has now moved into 5D field. Even though many beings on her planet are still kind of vibrating in the 3D, it doesn't really matter. Her as an individual has risen to 5D energy frequency. So what's happening then is that lower energy frequencies will be shaken up to come to the surface so that it can be released and step further up in frequency. And there is do not misunderstand me, because there's nothing better than or worse than. If people have chosen to have a full life only in the 3D perspective, that's their choice, and that's equally beautiful. It's just a decision of what you want to experience, right? But what it does is that it rattles up energy that's very low vibrating, so that when people have trauma or anxiety or things they haven't dealt with, it's coming to the surface now, okay? It will be rattled because of this new high frequent energy field that Gaia is now in. So that might be what's happening with all of this, because what I see here is kind of turmoil. It's worrying, it's anxiety, it's should I, shouldn't I, it's back and forth. There's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of feelings, there's a lot of overthinking. But what I see here also is that there are no cups, so it's not any deep emotions. It's very much happening in the 3D, where, you know, where we are in the mind space, because you have 4 sword cards here. And then you have 3 wands cards, which is fire energy. So it's almost like ego is in this 3D and trying to figure things out. You know, trying to figure a way out instead of going into the deep emotions of it. And so the anger or the fire comes up, okay? So the invitation from my perspective here is these 2 cards, which is you have to check in. You have to talk to your spirit team now, okay? Because you won't get through this on your own. You're not supposed to. You don't have to. You can have their help along the way. Okay, so that's the overall energies I'm seeing in these cards. So let's do some oracle cards as well and see what they have to say. Dedicated effort. So that's kind of working on it. That's setting aside the time to actually do this inner work that I feel is so needed right now. Because if you're feeling like this or like this, then you need some help. You need to deal with it. You need to go into it, to be bold enough to go into it. Okay. And so they're asking you to do that now, to make the effort to really feel this through. Okay. Heal. Oh, wow. Wow. Wow, that is so on point. That is so exactly what I was talking about. So that's what you need. You need to integrate all these new energies, and you need to heal whatever deep wounds that you have inside of you, which have been rattled now to come up and be felt and felt through, so that you can release it. So do the effort here. So now I understand why the effort card came up. You are in deep healing here. Helpless and hopeless. Yeah, that's kind of what you feel here, right? So I do feel that, let's look underneath first. Share the love. Yeah, beautiful. So I feel like what's happening is that you're feeling helpless and hopeless, you know, here and here as well, and here. So it's the ego will be trying to get out of it. The ego will be trying to find things out. But the thing is that ego won't be able to. Our mind space won't be able to. You need to check in. You need to get into the heart space. Share the love. Get into the love space. Do the effort. Do the work. You are in a healing process, and it's going to take time. Okay? So give yourself time, but ask them for help. Because this is them telling us, hey, we're here. Why aren't you contacting us? Why aren't you asking for our help in all of this? So that's kind of the main message here. But I also want to do chakra love cards today. They are always very soothing and helping in our healing processes. So let's do those at the end today, in this weekend. So I would say use this weekend. See if you can maybe say no to some things and set aside the time to really be alone and go into meditation, go deep, you know, and allow all of these emotions to come up. And if you need a hand to hold, and you call someone that you feel comfortable with that can help you through this, or you contact the spiritual realm or a therapist or whatever you feel is comfortable for you, so that you can do this healing now. And, you know, as you can see, he is getting out of the shackles here, right? So the shackles of the ego, the shackles of the 3D, or the shackles of the lower vibrational energies, okay? So let us look at chakra love cards. Expression. Express your true self. The world needs you. Throat chakra, lapis lazuli. So speak your truth and share the information with others. Express your true self, meaning get into your soul space and let your soul shine out, because the world needs you. The world needs us to stay in that 5D frequency energy. so that it will spill over to everybody else and help even those who had decided to stay in the 3D through this life. It may still help them in stepping out of the duality, in stepping out of the blaming game. I did a lot of information about that in the other video if you want to see what came through there. But the main thing here is that it's equally beautiful, as I said, if they have chosen a 100% 3D life, but this energy will spill over to those as well, and it can help them, as I said, maybe step out of the black and white duality, pointing fingers, blaming game, that kind of thing. So even if they have chosen not to have any spiritual information during this lifetime, it will still help them. So we need you. We need people to stay in that energy, okay? Self-love, yeah. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. Heart chakra and rose quartz might help. So this for me is very much also about self-healing, you know, about taking care of you. So you need to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. Underneath, the only illusion is separation. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so that's chakra balancing in general. And it says unity here, so this is oneness. So you can use blue lace agate, amethyst, or new jade for this as well. So the separation is an illusion because we were never separated. We were always in connection with Spirit. They have always been here, and they are still with you, and they always will be. So it's a matter of waking up to that fact a little bit and asking them for help to heal, okay? There is no separation. They are here. Okay, and you need to love yourself, give all that love into yourself and to your physical form so that you can heal from all of this and integrate all these new energies that now has come to the surface, is what I feel. Okay, that was it, people. That was this weekend message. I hope this made sense for you. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Wishing you a beautiful weekend, people. Till the next time I see ya. Bye.